Today we're breaking down FocusFlight, an Apple Editor's Choice Award winner that promises to make you focus by pretending that you're flying. It's a very interesting concept, so welcome to episode 75 of the App Breakdown. I recently saw an ad for FocusFlight somewhere on social media and I knew I had to try it, so we're gonna do it together for the first time. Judging by the ads that I saw and by the screenshots, the UI looks crisp and the animations as well, so let's jump into it. Opening FocusFlight here. Welcome aboard. Your journey to deep focus begins here. And by the way, just the whole concept is so cool. Do you often feel distracted? Yes, I do. I'm liking this type of onboarding where things stay in the back, so it gives you a very spatial reference of where you are within the app and still feels very smooth and not distracting. Like, I really like this style. Do you often find it hard to focus? Yes. The solution is hyperfocus. So they're doing the classical storytelling onboarding, but in an innovative way in terms of UI, which I do appreciate. Okay, the solution, hyperfocus. What's the key to hyperfocus? Build a focused environment. Okay. It is a bit repetitive since it's always the same mechanic. That's why we created FocusFlight. Okay, now we see more interesting things. So the zoom in on the map. I wish it zoomed in where I am. That would be a nice touch. And this is something that is possible to do with like IP tracking, etc., without even asking for the location permission. So maybe that's a gold nugget for the team there. Okay, FocusFlight turns every focus session into an exciting flight. Guide you to deep focus. Continue. Okay, we have the boarding passes. When they popped up, there were some nice haptics on the back, so the attention to detail is great. Everything faded in, nothing glitches on this app so far. And we have some just standard ways of organizing text. So focus boarding pass and focus history. Okay. Oh, I really like this like sticker style with bold borders around. I don't know why it's scrollable because it's just like a tiny bit scrollable. I wish it just fit on the screen, like it would make more sense. But I really like this style of sticker. It fits very much the, let's call it the new era of Apple. Apple has been doing this maybe for like 3 years. Ready to take off? Yes, continue. Oh, okay, this is very cool. So I realized that you could do this because when they dropped, there were haptics on the phone when they hit the walls. And so you can choose your focus scenario in this way. Can I tap them? Yes. Okay, this is the perfect example of a UI that is of course not the most functional thing ever. Like, this is not meant to be functional, but it is fun. It makes me think highly of the app. It excites me. And basically it brings me back the motivation to finish this onboarding after what was like a very long session of just tapping things. This is amazing to make your users actually feel excited about the app. So let's just select design here and click continue. Okay. Select your desired focus time, continue. I'm guessing they're gonna ask for notifications. Yep, there we go. This is a great way to ask for notifications. It's like fully contextual. Here's why we need them. Here's how you'll profit. Now give it to us. So let's allow. And airplane mode reduces distractions. Okay, what are they gonna ask here? Hit continue. Would like to access your screen time. Oh yeah, that's right. Because not a lot of apps ask for screen time. But if you want to like put the phone on do not disturb or know for how long I've used a certain app, etc., this is the permission you need. It's a permission that Apple like guards quite well, but of course you can get it. So let's hit continue here for the app to work properly. You'll notice it's a 2-step thing, so I'll have to allow with Face ID. Oh, actually 3-step and hit done. So Apple really wants it to make it difficult to mindlessly give this type of permission. Then we have choose your map style. We have satellite, standard, Terra or Terra, and monochrome. I'm gonna go for Terra. Then we have labels on and off. I really love the preview on the back. I wish the preview was a bit less obstructed. Right now, like either you can't see it on the bottom or at the top it has a lot of text on top of it. So it could be less obstructed, but it does its job. So let's keep it like this. Hit continue. Welcome to FocusFlight. Nice. So I'm guessing that when we tap start journey, they're going to put us through the first funnel to the haha moment, which is going to be doing a focus session. Before we even get to the main screen, I want to say that this is an amazing case study for a good onboarding because they got all the permissions they needed. They told me the story that they wanted to tell. They added some flair, some little things in. So this onboarding is all basically the checkboxes of a good one. Let's now see if the actual app after the onboarding lives up to that standard. So I'm gonna hit start journey. Almost nothing happened after I tapped start. For some reason I was expecting like the UI to change a lot, but no, just a little half sheet that came from the bottom. And now we can select an airport and like start the session, I guess. I am gonna say that this is not an exceptional start screen for two reasons. First, my like next action is not immediately obvious. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Like, I guess use current location is the CTA, but do I want to use my current location? What's the point, etc. And then secondly, this type of empty home screen doesn't actually give me the value of the app. Like I don't see any value in this. I don't even know what type of app this is. For all intents and purposes, this could be like Flighty, a flight tracking app. It could be just a Google Maps style app. So this screen, I think in particular, needs some work. Now, for the sake of the video, let's try using a random location, see what happens. So I'm gonna hit random location. So I'm gonna starting my flight from La Brea. Once again, the screen is just very empty. I wish there was more to it. Let's hit confirm. Okay, and now we see more things. More things were appearing before the paywall, but now they have a very beautifully designed paywall for annually, lifetime, and monthly. Okay, and they show the features up top. Again, I love the way they display their features. The UI is very, very cool. And a nice continue button at the bottom. Now, for now, we're just gonna press the X button at the top right, boom. And now we have a much more interesting screen. What is happening here? They're printing. Okay, this is very cool. This cool animation that you just saw was actually to give me a promotion for the subscription, or in this case, the lifetime. And while it was printing at the bottom, it was on top of the whole screen. It had haptics telling me that it was printing. Like, really, really cool experience. I wish I knew how to trigger it again, to show it again. But as I was saying before, that whole thing interrupted me. Now the screen is a lot more interesting. So the map is a bit more zoomed out. We have an actual CTA for start journey. And we have like 3 drawers at the bottom. So the first one being settings. Okay, very nice interactions with the half sheets here. I have never seen this type of half sheet done like this, but it's just so smooth. I'm gonna tap settings again. Notice how it just transforms. The headers fade away. The rest of the screen doesn't really move. And if I scroll up, it transforms into basically a full page sheet. Amazing use of half sheets. Very, very cool. Let's see that later. For now, let's start our first journey. Hit start. We have a nice zoom in. Okay, no flight selected. What am I supposed to do here? Oh, so once again, we run into the issue of things not being very obvious. So what I'm actually supposed to do here is scrub on this bottom piece to define how long of a journey I want to make. And the concept itself is very cool. Like, I love that you just expand the radius and then choose an airport between that. The UI looks very cool, but the empty state was just not obvious. So I wish the empty state was better for this one. Okay, for the purposes of the video, let's try selecting a very long flight to see how they handle here the animations and the many airports. I am loving the little radius on the map and the carousels at the bottom. Very, very cool. Let's select 5 hours to Varadero. I'm probably mispronouncing that. And click book my flight. Okay, we have the airplane coming in. I'm smiling so much looking at this, which is how you know it's good. And it seems like once again we run into the same problem of this app, which is the animation was amazing, the UI is amazing, it's very smooth, but it's not obvious what I need to do. I'm guessing it's just like tapping on one of the seats, yes, but there's no indication of it whatsoever. So let's just select here the seat here, and then what do you want to focus on? Design. Cool. Can I select another one? Oh, I can. So I can do multiple at the same time, and there's like a creation screen for the types of focuses you want. So I'm going to do yes, whatever that means. Put this. Very cool animations here. Not extremely smooth, this one, but it does the job, and I have never seen a window animation done in this type of context. So I do appreciate that. We have also the color picker. I feel like they went into extreme detail in these types of things, and the app just feels so delightful to use because of that. So kudos to the team. Like, there's a lot of cool stuff here. Let's hit done. All right, so, oh, we can only have one seat. I thought I was choosing 2 seats, but it's only one. Let's hit confirm. Plane goes up once again. So many cool things going on in terms of animation, and the boarding pass prints from the bottom. I wonder if this QR code actually means anything. That would be very cool. In terms of design of the boarding pass itself, it looks very much like Flighty. I'm not sure if they took inspiration from them or if it's just the general way to design boarding passes, but it is very, very cool. So let's hit check-in. Okay. And now, okay, now we have an animation explaining us what to do. This is exactly the type of thing that I was expecting to see on the other screens. That was not there. So I need to pull this bottom tag. How do I do it? Oh, so nice. So there were haptics as I was ripping it off, and it ripped off as I scrubbed. Very, very cool. But before we click boarding, you might have noticed that when I spent some time without actually doing the action, there was a button to skip it. This is very, very good, like, awareness design. If your user is stuck where they are, give them an easier way out. A good example of this that I like to use is, for example, if you have a long video on onboarding that is not skippable, make it skippable on 3 taps. Because if people are frustrated, they're gonna like triple tap on the screen and then they can skip it. So there's a few like clever ways to give your users a way out when they're not going through the way you wanted them to be. All right, and now here, let's just select boarding, and we're gonna go on our first flight. Cabin doors closed, ready to take off. I really love this style of design. It's like extremely clean, almost nothing on the screen, but very well thought out. And now we're on the actual map. The plane is taking off. Does it have gyroscope? Oh, it does not have gyroscope. We have the time remaining at the bottom, the distance remaining on the other bottom. It is very easy to read, which on maps is hard to do. So I'm glad they did that. And I've also never seen a button like the ones they have on the top right. I'm guessing this is a toggle? Yeah, it is a toggle, but it's like a vertical toggle and liquid glass. It is like so cool. It looks so cute because of the rounded corners at the bottom. So we can basically toggle between seeing the plane up close or seeing the full duration of the journey. We have a few more buttons also up top. We have what seems like a voice recording button at the top left. So let's hit that. Whoa, okay, this is not what I was expecting. So it's a white noise thing, so it's not recording at all. And the menu looks very much like an iOS menu. I really love it. We have AirPlay for some reason. Yep, so you can play it elsewhere from inside the app. You can choose what you're playing. Notice how the colors match the vibe of what you're selecting. Also have coming soon. Okay, does nothing. And the volume rocker here. And the idea here is clearly to look like the menu of iOS, which they have achieved. It's very nice. And if I tap away, you see it going back into the button. Once again, a great animation from this app. Okay, let's turn the music off, go back and explore the rest of the buttons on the right. So we have a map button, and this basically allows us to change the style. I'm not sure why they changed it to standard when I had selected Terra, but anyway, so nice little contextual menu. I'm a fan. And then last but not least, we have, what is this? Unlock airplane view. Okay, so it's airplane view, this thing. But of course I cannot have it because I don't have premium, and this is frankly not the type of app that I'll pay for. I'm sure a lot of people do, which is great. This app, like with this level of quality, I hope they make a lot of money. It's just not my type of thing. Okay, we're giving away free premium for sharing your focus journey. Curious to see how it works? Okay, this is cool. I don't think we have seen this on the series yet. They're trying to offer me in return for data, it seems like. So in this case, it just pulled up a sheet that has nothing and a contact us button. So guys, you need to fix this one. I hope this video was helpful as a bug bounty. Okay, and we have seen all the buttons on the top right. Then at the bottom, we have just time remaining. If I click it, it doesn't really do anything. And same thing for distance. Try and just navigate the map, see if it's smooth. It is indeed very smooth and works with the collisions and all of that. So overall, very cool. Let's hit pause at the top left. Oh, no, notice this like smooth gradient coming in. Boom, it just says paused. And on the right, we can probably give up. Once again, style of iOS animation. Look at this. This is the type of animation that they did for a little while on iMessage when you pressed on the plus, but then they replaced it with the context menu that exists now. But very cool that they're doing this. One thing I'll say about this animation of the more button is that whenever you have an expandable button on the right of the screen, generally speaking, you want to put the icons that come within it also on the right of the screen and right align the text, and things will basically look like cleaner. Because right now it feels like it's a bit in the middle of nowhere, this menu. Still looks cool, but not the best. Now let's go and give up, and we have to hold to give up. Okay, cool. So they're just adding that extra friction so that you don't fail on your goals. Try again next time. And now let's explore the bottom sheets that I talked about in the beginning of the video. So we have settings. Once again, I love the animation that they're doing here. And also their use of color. They have a very tasteful use of color where most of the app is obviously black, white, and gray. But they have these like light blues and light purple here that I actually really enjoy. And then the rest is very much like standard iOS things. Cool. Let's go into trends. What are trends? Oh, these are basically statistics from the things I've done. If I try to tap any other amount, it just shows me the paywall. Okay, fair enough. I don't really understand why the button for the paywall is so colorful when nothing else is colorful, but I guess it's a design choice. Nothing wrong with that. And then we have history. So we are gonna see my canceled flight here. If I tap into it, can I see the boarding pass again? No. Okay, that's a very big missed opportunity by them, because the boarding pass looked amazing and it's something that I would share. So one thing I would do here is make sure that users can access any boarding pass and give them a big fat sharing button, and it will probably increase the amount of content coming out of the app to other networks, which in turn creates growth, obviously. So yeah, this is just my history. If we close it, boom. We can also navigate the map while we're on this view. So it just creates a very nice screenshot. Like this screen is 100% screenshotable. I love it. Last but not least, on the home, we have on the top right the discount that we saw before. And if I tap it, it starts this sweet, sweet animation that we saw before with haptics. And then the price coming in. I really love how extra they went on this one. I'm not sure if it converts well or not, but from a nerdy design perspective, I love it. So very cool job here. And yeah, in general, I'm really glad we got to look at this app for the smoothness of the animations, for the storytelling, for the concept itself. There's a lot to love here. And if you love apps, you have to download it, check it out, and check out our next episode. Peace.